Hello, hello, hello. Hope you're all out there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I'm Andy Jackson. This is the Bylin Cup Finals Game 4, and I'm joined tonight by none other than Stephanie Yin, one dan professional from the China Yuan. How you doing, Stephanie? Having a good time? I should point out, I'm. It's nice here in Seattle. What's the weather like in New York? Super cold. Yeah, it got cold out here too. Kind of unseasonable for Seattle. Usually it's pretty warm. And anyway, so it's oh, and I think I had the sound turned off, so we're talking about it. Anyway, it's great to have you here because again, you are in New York City. It is already Friday for you, so it's practically the weekend already, right?
Yes,
Right.
it's 12:30 in the morning in New York time.
Looking forward to it. All right, so hopefully these guys won't keep us up too late. But again, we're really glad to have you here. We really appreciate you taking the time to give us some commentary on this game. This is game four. So Ke Jie won a pretty great game on Tuesday. Did you see it?
Yes, and so Ke Jie played very very well at the in the middle game and
Yeah,
end game. He
that's
was a little bit behind in the opening, I think,
mhm.
last game, but he catched up. So
Right, right, right,
mhm.
right. So what do you think about the game so far that we're looking at?
It's very complicated fight.
Yeah, no kidding. It looks like quite a cash advantage for Ke Jie. I guess I'm assuming that Chen Yaoye is threatening to make enough here in the middle. And I guess
hmm
the last six moves that they played before lunch seem to set the scene for all this fighting. Do you
hmm
wanna do you wanna go ahead and show us what you're looking at, or
Yeah, sure. Okay.
over to
So I
you?
think this is the game that this is the last move that Black played
That's what I'm
here.
seeing. That's right. That bump.
Yeah. So I think the game will be decided depends on how the fight goes here. So basically, White is trying to enclose all of the territory on the left,
Hmm.
but Black is trying to break it in.
Right.
So it's very complicated. So why don't we start from the beginning and then
Sure. That's great, and we'll
then
see
we'll,
sort of where they end up.
yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right. So Ke Jie is playing Black, right? Okay.
Correct. Correct. He won with white. I think that Chen Yaoye already has won with black once already. Um,
Mhm.
so it's
Okay.
Ke Jie is going to have to win with black if he's going to take the title.
Mhm. Okay, so for the last game, they're going to like do the draw again,
Hmm.
or okay for the last game.
That's my understanding. I'm not sure how it goes, but I know that most of the time what they'll do is they'll draw at the beginning and then they'll draw at game three and then they'll draw again
I,
at game five. But I don't actually know if that's what they did.
I think so. I think that is the way. Okay. All right. So Ke Jie started the game, opened the game in a not very normal opening
Right.
nowadays for professionals.
Right. This was the Kobayashi again, right?
Yeah, yeah. So now it is like if you watch the videos like 1 week ago,
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
introduced that there's openings.
Right.
So these moves are the most common openings for professionals to play.
That's right, and I,
But
I think it's important for us amateurs to know this is a big difference. There's a big difference between these openings already, even though they're
mm,
very, one
there
move
are a lot
away.
of newer variations for this opening. So I'm not gonna spend a lot of time to introduce this again. So
You talked
anyway,
about it in the game between Ke Jie and Tuo Jiaxi, right? So if
what
you're interested, you guys can go through the archives later when we're not live, and you can look at those comments.
Mhm. Okay. All right. So, but Ke Jie started the open the game in not very common or popular openings nowadays for professionals, but it's very popular like for like 10 years ago.
A while ago.
When I
Yeah.
was studying on that Go School, it's very popular,
Hmm.
this opening. Okay. And then two space approach. Yes. Okay. And then I think Ke Jie is pretty much a very fighting style, but in this game, he chose to play a territorial style.
Hmm.
So you can tell the move here. If Black wants to fight, normally what Black would choose to play this move and then pincer, either
Sure.
one swing pincer or push. and 2 space pincer. Are you familiar with this?
I am familiar with a couple of these. White can push out now, and
Yeah.
Hane.
And then take the corner. So there are a lot of newer variations. For example, the classic one is this one.
I should point out that all of my variations are probably also 10 years old, so anything new I'm probably out of luck
Okay,
for.
it's okay. This is the kind of like a classic one. So black take the territory on the left
Hmm.
and the bottom, and white left on the right side.
Hmm.
But nowadays, I think black can actually play this move in order to get sente,
Hmm.
and then it's very complicated. And the black, I think, should be either to protect the cut or block on the right side. So
Aha.
yeah. So this is the one variations, and then this is also another variation for black, and this is a kind of a classic Joseki's in Kobayashi openings.
This one looks familiar to me for sure.
Yes, so this is very classic, and a lot of people like this. But nowadays, I think black there's not a lot of people to play this openings because it's kind of hard to control the territory because if white, for example, if white invades here, it's difficult to kill the entire group.
And it's hard to get enough if white lives,
Right.
right?
So nowadays people kind of give up on this opening is because it's very hard to control the territory.
Hmm.
So for professional players, the territory is the most important thing for them now.
Right.
So the Moyo style is like not a lot of people like to play Moyo style.
Huh.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So here. Okay. So this is kind of like very calm and peaceful on opening. Okay. So white jumps here, which is not very usual.
Usually the
The
jump is on the
normal
other side, right?
the other side. And then
The
what about
peep,
next move?
the peep at Q7 is what I'm used to seeing as dink shirt.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then white connects and black play large knight's move, and then white will play one more move here to protect the cut.
Mm-hmm. And if white connects on the other side, then at Q6, if white connects at R7 instead, then maybe black will play a different move on the bottom? Or is...
On the bottom? Oh, actually, this is the question for you. So, what's the difference between you peek first and then protect the territory, and you protect the territory and then peek? So, what's the difference between those two moves?
I guess the difference is now that white would be happy to play R7 because the cut is not as damaging, or...
But if you peek first, you still cannot cut here, right? Because there's a ladder. The ladder is not working for black.
Right.
And then why? Why still peek first?
I guess... Yeah, go ahead.
Time.
Sorry, say again?
It's about timing.
Timing. Let's see. So if I peep first and white doesn't connect but plays at R7, I would move it to O4 or maybe play a ladder breaker. And then...
Okay, if you play O4, it's pretty much the same. You play O4, and then peep, right? There's no difference.
It turns out I've done that thing where I just memorized it without understanding it. Oh no.
Okay. So I said that the hint is about timing. So what do you think about timing? Why is it about timing?
Well, I guess right now black could play Q9, but that looks wrong. I don't know. I give up.
You have to think on. Okay, another hint. Okay, think about the letters. Okay, why? Okay, not about the letters, but it's about the cutting point. Take the advantage of the cutting point here, because when you peek you want to cut, right? But
Yeah.
now the it's not working.
Can I cut at p5?
P5.
Cut on the other side.
I don't think so
This is, just
because
doesn't work.
and you can cut that stone, but it's very small, and white can the corner is kind of a damaged.
I see.
Right? Yeah, or white can place here, and then this is center, and then I can cut.
Oh.
So I don't think it will work for black.
Looks like a disaster.
Okay, so why? So we have to okay. Do you want to give it a try again, or let me just
Go ahead. Why don't you go ahead and tell us?
Okay, so now it's the time for black to play a letter break. Okay, then yeah, go ahead.
I thought I said okay. Yeah, now he can play a ladder break at f17. I thought it.
Well. I think you said that, but why? And the question is why?
Well, because now if white answers, now I'll push through and cut. And if white doesn't answer, if white connects, then I'm happy to double approach.
Good.
Because the double approach will be bigger.
Right. So normally white will respond that move because if white tanukis, this shape here is too concentrated.
Right.
So it's not good for white. So white has to respond, and then the ladder is working for black now, right? Look.
Yeah.
Yeah. So white has to net and give up that stone. So the difference between you peep first and then play knight move is because now you play this move instead the move here.
Instead of that move.
Yeah, because if the black moves here is very low and it over concentrated because you have a huge wall on the right side. So instead, now it's black's turn, and then black can play here in order to increase the territory on the bottom, and at the same time is aiming for the cut at the A.
Right.
There's still a cutting point
for
black. White.
Definitely.
That's why.
White doesn't really have thickness here. White definitely has some outside weaknesses.
Yeah, exactly. So if black plays this move before peep, and then the cutting point is not important anymore because even though you have the ladder break, even though you have the ladder break, I'm gonna cut. For example, even though you have a ladder break, and that stone here, I mean the in war stone here,
yeah,
it's very like low.
It's over concentrated, right? If I were to play right now, I wouldn't play N4.
There's no point for black to increase the territory anymore because it's already there.
Right.
And it's kind of like one move behind for black.
Got it.
All right. So remember this time now. I'm gonna ask you next time.
Okay, I'll be sure to remember. But watch out, Ke Jie might be moving on to a different Fuseki next time. So I can only hope. I'll see if I can bribe him to play a different.
Okay. All right. So and then Ke Jie chose. Oh, Chen Yaoye played with white. Okay, Chen Yaoye played this jump here. Okay, and then Ke Jie played knight's move. Enclose the corner.
That seems a little unusual. I guess maybe it's P9 is the first unusual move, so this one is just sort of
normally
a reaction to it.
Play here instead of so it's like the Mia thing, like not Mia concept. Like when your opponent takes the other side, you take this side. So when your opponent takes this side, you take the other side.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, so normally white should jumps from this direction, but now white jumps from the other direction, and the black should play from the direction that white was supposed to play. So normally it's like this, but I think, like it was said at the beginning of the commentary, I think Ke Jie is concentrating on a territory on this game, so that's why he wants to take all of the territory. Maybe there's another reason for Ke Jie to play a territorial style. It's because Chen Yaoye is also a territorial style. So they kind of.
So they're both trying to see who's gonna. So do you think that Chen Yaoye prepared P9 in advance? Like, do you think that the Kobayashi is coming back, and this is like the variation that that Chen Yaoye has prepared because he saw that Ke Jie was playing this against Tuo Jiaxi, or
I don't know.
no, that would be too
I don't know
much.
this one.
Too
Yeah, I
much.
don't know
Okay.
about this one. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Then white played this move. It's a very interesting move. Large knight's move. Looks very big, right?
Yeah. I mean, it seems like a really nice shape versus the previous one where white had jumped at p6 and we saw the peep
Yeah.
variations.
So I think it's more efficient than this move because since white already has 2 stones on the top over here, so white can actually take a larger step.
Plus, it looks kind of like the Big Dipper, which is always nice.
And then there's no cutting point here, so it will be fine for white.
That is a much more important analysis than my does it look like a constellation.
Okay. So black respond that move, but I think there's a cutting. Oh, it's fine for now. The cutting point, it's okay for now for black, but there's still some ajis over this side. There's some sentence for white.
Right.
For example, if white wants to live in the later, white can invade on the bottom very easily.
Sure.
I like that move. 05. Good move. Okay.
I will totally try to use it.
So that's why, like in the past, the classic Joseki black to play here. I think it's because since white has that jump move, and then white can take a larger or the big step instead of just one space jump. Okay, and also if black continues attacking the whole group, I don't think white is brave enough to invade at this moment. Yeah, so because those 3 stones are not safe yet, and then the stone over here is kind of weak too.
It seems like white would be very busy trying to keep track of everything here.
Protect the 2 groups, yeah. So, okay. All right, and then protecting. Chen Yaoye is very, very territorial style. He likes territory very much, and he's very good at the end game.
Is he known for having a very strong endgame?
What?
Is he known for having a very strong endgame?
Yes.
Got it.
All right. Okay, so I think black choose to play this extension. What is that called?
Extension.
Move.
Yeah.
Here.
An expensive extension. Right.
Okay.
An extension. That's right. Anyway, sorry, moving right along.
Okay, so I think the reason why black choose to play it here instead of one more space further is because he is looking for the 2 space jump in the following move,
which he gets, right? Yeah.
Oh, which he did?
Yeah, he gets this move.
Oh, he did.
That's right.
Okay.
You must be right.
So I think I pretty much have the same thought as the Ke Jie. Okay, because I think here if black plays here and now it's kind of
what do you do next?
It's hard choice for black now because
like the whole top is
it's hard to expand because there's no good move for black to expand.
Right.
For example, the 1 space jump is kind of right?
Yeah.
So like for stronger players, they always think the following moves before they put down this move.
Now that's advice we could use. Think about at least 1 move in advance. That's
not a 1 move, actually, at least the 3.
At least 3.
This is what I suggest the people to do, like 3 moves ahead, 3 to 5, normally. Okay. All right. So black played here, and 2 space extension, and then white chose to invade now.
Right. So this is probably aiming at that Aji around 04 that you talked about?
Yeah. So apparently there's a cut here. And then there's very straightforward. Black cannot play here because the ladder is working for white.
Right.
So black has to Atari here. And then I don't think white can Atari here. The corner should be
Should be okay.
okay for black. Maybe not. Okay. So what about white harness?
Hmm.
Okay. Looks like a black is dead.
Really?
Right? What do you think?
There's no.
Yeah, because if black tries to increase the
Liberties?
liberty, it doesn't
Yeah.
work here. It doesn't really work here. Because black only has 3 liberties. But there should be a code. Let me think. Okay, so this is pretty much the same variations. I think black has to start a code here. Let me read it one more time. Okay.
That might be a hard. You know, it sounds like we're getting a little echo on the mic here. Can we? We're gonna take a little break, and we're gonna get that straightened out. So we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, folks.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Is it?
All right, folks. I think we got things straightened out here. Sorry for the delay. I'm Andrew Jackson. I'm joined here, Stephanie Yin, Guangdong Pro from the China Chiwan. Stephanie, we got you wired up, ready to go. We were just talking about the Aji around the cut on the bottom side. So
Yes.
sorry to interrupt your train of thought. Where were we?
Okay, so we're talking about the code on the bottom right corner.
Mm-hmm.
So I think both players have to fight for the code here because apparently this is the variation I just showed you guys. It looks it doesn't work for black.
It looked like
Because-
black is kind of out of luck here.
Their black should be 1 liberty behind because white has 4, black has 3. So I think both of the players, black and white, has to fight for the code. But I think maybe I think black can play some moves here on
Before starting.
yeah, not just for the code, but also increasing the liberties for the for example, if there's a 2 stones here, then the Liberty fight might work, but it requires a lot of readings. So, for example, like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Still not working.
Still doesn't work.
Still not working. Okay. Okay, maybe this is the question that I will ask them after the game finished. But anyway, I think black at least can um, try to make some code threat
Hmm.
and take some advantage of a white shapes here, and then start a code later.
Start the Ko at P2 or P4.
hmm Or even black doesn't have to start a code.
See.
Because white has to spend 2 moves to end the code. If there's no enough code threat for black, black can just wait and make the
And
corner
just
alive.
live
That'll be fine.
by himself. Look at that.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay.
Huh. Okay, so the attachment at J4 is clearly aiming at a bunch of this Aji around that cut. In fact, I guess we were talking about why black has to play the Atari at M3, right?
Atari M3. Yes.
Right.
Okay. Good. Right. Okay. So apparently, black doesn't want to give any help for white to take advantage of that weakness. So black played a very simple move over here, and then white Hanate. This is a very interesting move, I think, because normally black would just answer by Hane here, right?
And it seems to be the most straightforward way to deal with that.
But I think black is black will think like, okay, so there's no a lot of territory on the bottom, so instead I want to concentrate on the top for the fight.
Right.
That's why black choose to push from the top. And then the next move is very interesting. Have you seen that move?
I did see this one. I thought it was kind of not G4, right?
Yeah, it's G4. Okay, this is very light and it's very helpful move because I think the reason black push on the top is try to make white shapes heavier.
And then he's
then
gonna. And then he'll jump. Yeah. So, sorry. After you.
Yeah, it's easier for black to attack for the heavier grip. So that's why white doesn't want to make the grip very heavy and then jump. And then the Atari move here apparently is not good for black because because white can just kill the stones in the corner.
Got it. Which is kind of similar, I guess, to the other game. Only black takes the other Atari, and it's like the driving Tsuji. But I guess black's territory is a bit better after he plays J3 as in the game.
And I think, yeah. And I think, go ahead. That's okay.
You first.
Okay. So I think the strategy that white is using for those 2 stones is not really just destroying the territory on the bottom, but I think more importantly is to separate black stones in the corner. Yeah.
He's going to sacrifice them to get an attack on that F3 stone.
Yeah, because those 2 stones are very light. It's okay for white just to give up.
Got it.
So it's not that big.
Got it.
But the cornerstones is much bigger. Okay, then black says no. I need that stone too. So, but I think there's a call in the corner, but maybe now it's too early for black to start a call since this is very opening at the beginning of the game, and there's no enough code threat for black.
Okay. So he's just gonna leave that there for later.
Yeah. So the the strategy of co technique is very complicated, and how to use it is more complicated.
I believe it.
So like for example, when should you start a call and when should you end a call, and where you should start a call is very it's very hard to choose the time. The
To
timing is very important.
being certain about those answers to those questions, I guess, is also very hard. Like, there's a lot of judgment involved in when it's the right time.
Yes, exactly,
See.
right. So in this case, Black wants to wait is because Black doesn't want to start a code and just um, lose all of the variations. So that's why Black wants to wait and see how White respond. And then, for example, if Black start a code right now, and since there's no code threat, so Black has to play maybe this move and then kill the stones,
Mm-hmm.
but the corner is already destroyed for Black
Black has
because
already reduced White's corner.
oh no, I mean, since Black already started call and the but there's no call threat for Black, so then the corner is already taken for White because the corner is dead. I mean,
Yeah.
Black's corner, right?
Right.
Those okay, let me show you. Okay, those four stones are not not dead yet, but almost dead.
Right.
But if Black doesn't start a call, like for example, Black plays here, and White still has to cut or separate those two groups,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then now is still White still has to spend another move to kill the corners, but still there's some Ajis in the corner.
There's still like a C2 ko, right? Yeah.
Right. That's why Black wants to wait because Black doesn't want to give up all of the variations.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Does it make sense?
Oh, makes perfect sense. I think also it's pretty nice how White is trying to deal with that Aji
Mm-hmm.
without losing too much. I think it definitely seems to explain the driving to Suji that we see here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where
And then a White player here is trying to give you, try to find some sentence to cut
mm-hmm.
because they're.
And I guess in this variation compared to the other one, Black has a lot more territory on the bottom for
Mm-hmm.
compensation.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Yes. And then the corner is dead already. There's no coal anymore because Black White can just extend it here.
Mm-hmm.
White
F2
doesn't have
is.
to. Yeah. White doesn't have to Atari here instead of just extend. All right. And then okay, Black invaded and from another
This looks like a complicated one.
character. Yeah. Okay. But what do you think about this trade?
The
You
trade
like
on the
Black
bottom?
better? Mm-hmm.
Well,
You like
assuming
Black better?
yeah, assuming that he dealt with that cut Aji that we pointed out at 04, and it looks like he did, I kind of prefer Black because I feel like White's territory, like White had pretty much sketched out that territory to begin with. So,
Okay, but the original shape looked like this,
oh, that's
right?
a good point. I guess he didn't get nearly as much on the bottom as he should have expected.
I think the trait should be good for White
Mm-hmm.
because in the original shape, this is Black's territory right here, and
Sure.
then White played one move and White killed the entire corner, but the territory for Black doesn't increase a lot,
Sure. I guess in this
right?
position, that corner is still invadable for White, and whereas
Yeah.
in the game now, it's totally locked down.
hmm So I think the trade should be good for White.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. hmm Personally, I like White.
So now going into this game, I think we mentioned that you might have been rooting for Chen Yaoye in this one.
hmm
Is that kind of
I
yeah? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm hoping Chen Yaoye is gonna win.
Is there a reason for that? Is he the underdog? I understand it's his birthday today. Actually, someone just
Oh,
pointed out in
really?
chat that apparently it's his birthday, and it's Friday.
Oh,
Friday is his birthday, so it's not his birthday yet in Seattle, although it is his birthday in New York.
in China.
If you
In
want to
there.
be
Okay.
precise
Oh, I
about it,
see.
yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. There's no particular reasons for why I'm
Just to share, Ke Jie is winning a
yeah.
lot. Chen Yaoye can
Yeah,
guess.
I think so because it has to be balanced.
Right.
Like you take one and I take one, something like that.
I
And
like
you
it.
will motivate more people, more professionals to improve faster because if only one person take all of the first place, and it will kind of like lose the motivation for other players.
Huh. Do you think that's
Yeah.
happening in Japan with Iyama Yuda, who's won all the titles? I think he has all 7 of Japan's major titles at once now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you think that that's causing a lack in motivation?
Um.
Maybe that's a hard question to answer. And maybe we
Yeah.
should just move on to the game here. But it is an amazing feat. He's got all 7 titles. I don't think anybody's ever done that before. So
And I think Ke Jie got number fourth for the last one, right? Or
for
number five.
international titles, I think he
Yeah.
has just 2 international titles right now, with the one that he just recently picked up.
Okay, two. This is the third one for him.
This would be the third one if he wins, right?
hmm Okay. Okay. Complicated fight.
Okay,
In the corner.
complicated. Although it's almost a Joseki. It looked familiar-ish.
Yes. Okay, so there are a lot of Josekis in this corner actually. So black actually has normally the invasion move for black has okay, one. This is one
Mm-hmm.
option, another option,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the third option. So okay, so I think in this case, since white stones is very close to the corner, and I think this move should not be good for black because there's no a lot of room for black to extend.
Normally, we'd want to see that C13 stone down a line at C12, I guess, but
hmm
now it's a little cramped.
Yeah. So I think the 2-4 move is not. I mean, 2-5 move is not good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty much the same if black plays 2-5
Mm-hmm.
because white can still choose to play here, and then there's no lot of space for black to expand on the left to live.
Right.
So that's why black played here, and I think white should give the corner to black to live because the outside apparently is bigger. Okay, and then do you know the Josekis to live in the corner for black?
I know that the one that we saw is one of the common ones.
Yeah, that one is the one. And what about just the live right away in the corner?
It's just C17.
C17. No.
No, I die. D17. Hane?
Yeah, D70 is a good move because
Well,
yeah,
H7 does H17 change the calculation here?
C17
H17, the extension that he's got on the top.
uh sorry, say it again. I didn't hear that part.
The H17 extension on the top.
Oh, okay.
Does that change some of the sequences that we see here?
No.
No.
It doesn't change. Right. So even though there's no H17, black can still live the corner by playing D17.
Ah, and
And
now
then
E18, and then yep, yep.
E18.
This looks like Joseki.
Mm-hmm. All right, but like what I said, I think the corner is very small for black, and especially actually, I mean the H17 is not helping move.
It's like too close
So
now, right? And it's
yeah,
not.
it's very close, and then there's a sentence for black on the bottom, like for the end game move. So
Mm,
there's a lot of there's not a lot of on territory on the bottom on the upper top for black. So okay, so that's why black wants to decrease the territory on the bottom instead of the corner. Okay, and then white Ataris connect, extend. Okay, and then the next move is here. So black has to play here. It's very it's very straightforward because if black only plays here,
It's
dead.
dead.
Only
That's
has the
dead.
6 stones on the side.
Hey, that was one I know.
Mm-hmm.
8 lives, 6 die.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Yes,
sad.
so black has to play clap here,
Mhm.
and then if white connects, black can connect, and then the corner is alive.
Right.
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 Okay. So, but the actual game, white played here, and then sorry, and then black cuts,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's another trade.
The
So
trade.
black,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah.
I was
Go
gonna say
ahead.
the trade seemed pretty good for black, right? Or for white, excuse me, because it doesn't seem like white. What do
I
you
think it's
What do you think? I guess.
okay. So I think it's both of black and white can be satisfied because black killed that white stones by Sente.
Mm-hmm.
The corner looks very big, but also black gets some territory by killing that white stone.
Right. Right.
So I think it's
Although
okay.
I did peek ahead, and it looks like that white stone comes back to life. So I'm
Yeah, in the later game.
okay.
In the later game, because black has to protect the big territory on the right corner,
Mm-hmm.
so he has to give up those 4 stones.
Right.
But normally, that white stone is already dead. This one.
Got it.
Any questions?
No, I agree. Although I would probably find a way to make it live if I was black.
Okay. Any questions from audience?
They did have some questions about the upcoming invasion that we're going to see in the 3-3 point. I'm not seeing any questions on this corner in particular.
Okay. All right. And then black keeps increasing the.
Hello? Oh, looks like we might be having a little bit of a spot of a frozen video connection. We will come back in a second. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. All right, folks, thanks for being patient. We are coming right back. I'm Andrew Jackson. Anyway, deja vu. This is Stephanie Yin, one pro from the China Qiyuan, joining us live from New York City, where apparently, some of the pipes are a little full. Everything all right there? You staying awake? I know it's late, but you got your coffee and you're ready to get back on it here.
Everyone gets coffee.
Coffee, sweet coffee. All right, so where were we? We were talking about the result in the upper left.
Yeah, we're talking about the result on the upper left. So so you said that you like the black is better or white is better?
I said I thought that white got the better end of the deal because it seems like white confirmed all of the territory that he originally had. And it seems like black's profit is just that one stone. And I said that if I was black, I would be able to make that white stone live. So I would just give it right back to my opponent just for fun. So anyway.
So I actually agree with you. So if I'm playing this, I would choose I would choose to play white. So actually, I asked some of my pro friends. I said, it looks like white is better in this trade. And some of them agreed. But some of them said it's still playable for black as well because black got that stone for Sente. I mean, black got that white stone for Sente.
So he traded the whole thing.
Yeah, for expanding the territory on the upper right side, the whole territory. So in this situation, it should be fine for black. But I think most of people like black, like white. Sorry.
Like white. Okay. But for Ke Jie, he's making the very big moyo, and since he likes to fight, white is going to have to invade this moyo, right? Or I guess that's sort of the hope, is that white will have to invade, and he'll get that fight he's looking for.
But before white invades, white wants to make those 4 stones stronger because he knows as soon as he invades, there is a weak group coming, so he has to make sure there's no other weak group on the board.
Right.
And before that he invades.
He has to make himself thick before he can do that.
Right. Okay, and then Ke Jie says, no, I'm not going to respond that move because I want to make my character as big as possible. So he did 2 space jump. It's an amazing move, I think.
So I was looking at this point as I was watching the game, and I said, he's got the whole quadrant, right? This is maybe just an amateur proverb, as in not a real proverb, but they say any territory that you can put your face into is probably enough to win the game. And I feel like, if you have a whole 9x9 section of the board that's all yours, like...
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like almost 100 points.
Wow.
If you can surround the 9x9 the board, and I mean 1/4 board.
Yeah. And you first. Go ahead.
You first.
Oh.
What's your question?
I'm just.
That's okay.
I'm just boggling. I'm just going. It's so big. It's enough that like the left side is only 60 points, right? The lower left corner isn't as big. So.
Okay. Yes. And I was going to say this move is very brief move is because apparently the 3 point is still open, right? But since the Ke Jie played here, he is implying like if you invade, I'm gonna kill you.
Wow.
So something like that. Wow. Because if white can take the corner like 3 point, then there's no point for black to play those the 2 space jump here.
Sure.
Right? Because the center territory is smaller than the corner. I mean, the center here, because you can see there are like only like around 20 points, but the corner is already like a 20 points to 30 points already. So, which means when black plays those 2 space jump, Ke Jie is saying, if you invade,
I'm gonna kill everything. Well, I think that's also good for us amateurs to remember. I think some of us get eyes for the center, and we start thinking the center is a lot bigger than it is. I think, knowing that the center is 20 points, but the corner is also more than that already, is as that much or more.
Yeah, because not only you're counting the points that you reduce, but also at the same time you have to count the points that you make.
That white gets,
So
right.
for example, yeah. So for example, if white lives in the corner, white probably can get around 5 points, and at the same time, white reduced to 25 points from black.
Right, in
so
the
when you
stones
add
that
it
get
together,
played.
yeah.
Yeah.
But in the center's territory, you only reduce. You don't increase your own.
Got it.
Right? Yeah. Okay. Great. Right. So then Ke Jie says, "Okay, I'm gonna kill that stone because because that is the best way to kill the corner, because if black blocks here, then apparently there's a coal in the corner. So we should remember that move, by the way,
because that's going to be
because
that's going to come up again.
Yeah, because now black is not going to play here to make a good eye shape for white. Instead, black would play here because there's only one eye in the corner, goated eye for white in the corner.
And I guess the idea is that if white Hane's on top with P17, black isn't going to cut. He's going to draw back and say, do you want to come out into the center? If you have to run out into the center, that's where all my stones are. I'm going to kill you. Right? Is
yes.
that kind
I'm waiting for you. That stone is waiting for you. Because there's only one goatee eye in a corner. No matter where white is going to play, there's only one eye for goatee eye, and then there's a goatee eye on the top. So white cannot make two eyes at the same time.
Right.
Two goatee eyes. Yeah. And then white didn't continue playing here, instead on looking for some help from the left side.
Right. Rather than continue, he wants to see sort of like how much black is going to threaten to make before he really dives in.
Okay. And then, this is the following moves for Q5 that white played, because there's a cut. So black has to honey. Yes.
Black ignored white, so white has to get some profit here, I guess, is the idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's no very good way to invade yet on the top.
I see.
The corner it's temporarily dead. It's dead for now. So white will say, okay, so there's no very good move for me to invade the corner, invade the territory now. So I'm gonna take some actual points for sure on the bottom to make sure I reduce to something.
I see.
And then on this, apparently this cutting point is not working for black, because there's a cut here and also there's a cut here. So black has to honey from the bottom.
Which I guess is the threat of Q5.
Right. Yes. So when I was looking at this move at this moment, I thought probably black would keep playing because the corner looks very weak, right? But Ke Jie actually played here to enclose the entire territory.
Now it is almost 100 points, right? Like,
yeah, it's almost it's almost 100 points. It's because I thought this move should be Sente move. I thought it should be like this, and then the corner should be a double alive. Do you want me to show you?
Seki? Yeah, absolutely. This is the Carpenter Square, and I know this is what separates the pros from the amateurs here, is that you guys have these positions all cold, right? But for us, we have to check every time.
There's like more than 30 variations in this life and death shape.
We call it Carpenter Square. What is it called in Chinese?
It's called 金贵角.
金贵角. 谢谢老师. Okay.
Okay, then black is to play here, and then this is the Seki. Double life.
Seki.
But I think there's another choice for black to make a 1,000. Is it called a 1,000-year?
1,000-year ko.
Yep.
Yeah,
this is also a 1,000-year ko.
The ko neither side wants to start.
But anyway, there's no point for black in the corner because there's a Seki, right? So I thought this move is very big because white plays O2 and can destroy all of the territory from black.
Right, the bottom is
But
shot, and like,
mhm,
yeah. But if he has 100
yes,
and something points on the top, I guess it's all right, right? I suppose.
yeah. But the point is, black actually has this move instead of
Oh,
a connect. Yeah, so when white plays O2, black can actually play this move, and then you will have a Sente move here because white cannot Atari on the bottom. Then the top stone is dead. So white
got
has to
it.
connect on the top, and then it's no longer thin
Carpenter
gray down
square.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, or black actually can connect from either side. It will be fine.
Right.
And the corner is bigger, and white's territory is smaller.
Got it. Got it. So as a result, that turn at O2 isn't quite as
It's
dangerous.
not that big because of that move here. Mhm. All right, so white still wants to at least reduce a little bit
Mm-hmm.
to make sure there's no like 100 points on the in there. And also, this is the move that you saw.
Yes.
You said that those four stones on the left side were dead, right?
Right.
Are dead. It's because that move. This is a very good move for white because it has two purpose. One is to kill those four black
The
stones.
farmer's
But
hat
if
that you
black,
see there.
yeah, if black wants to save those two stones, white can just break in and enter the whole territory.
Got it. And then this would just
Mhm.
be it's like those extra stones that black played on the outside are kind of like pointless now, right?
Right. Good. Yeah. Okay. So apparently this move is bigger. The whole territory is bigger than those four stones, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So and then black plays here and even though this move, even though black has as a sixth move here to respond, uh, white move at O2, but still this move is very big for territory.
F18
And also, mhm,
or
yeah, I
sorry,
mean,
S2,
O2,
O2, O2.
O2, yeah. Okay, so what do you think about this game now?
I'd have to count, honestly. And it seems so this is right before they broke for lunch, and it seems like with F18, it seems like white has a lot of cash. I guess if he can make all the territory from the G line to the left, like all the way from the G15 stone straight down, he can
Mm-hmm,
compete with black's huge territory in the upper right hand corner. If he
mm-hmm.
can't, though, it seems like black's cash in the upper right is just
Too big?
hard to fight with, right? And
Okay,
everything's
so
all kind of everything's solid. There's nothing for white to attack. So if
mhm,
black can reduce white's territory on the left side, it seems like black will win. What do you
black
think?
hole.
What do you think? That's
Okay,
my
so we have to.
amateur opinion. I'd much rather hear what you think of the game.
So before I say anything, I have to count the points first.
Oh, I
So
see.
let's count the point.
All right.
Yeah.
While you count,
Okay.
I'll go ahead and tell people what we're watching here because we do have some folks asking. This is the Bylink Cup. It's game 4. The series stands 2-1. Chen Yaoye took the first 2 games. Ke Jie on game point was able to fight back. Won on Tuesday night with the White Stones. So now it's game 4. He has to win again tonight to force a game 5 tomorrow. The purse for this game is about $250,000 US. 240. It depends on your exchange rate right now. But this game is being played live. They did finish their lunch break about an hour ago. I'm here in Seattle. Stephanie is joining us from New York City, where it is even later. So we are very glad to have her here. Apparently, coffee is the most important. And I'm guessing that you are. Yeah, she's got the coffee. And I guess that means that you're done counting. So what's it look like over there?
Okay, so after I count for both black and white,
Mm-hmm.
I think black has around 80 to 85 points in
Okay.
total. But it seems white also has around 80 points. So and now it's white's turn.
White's
So I
turn.
think white
Yeah, I think it's white should be ahead.
And did you add Comey in there? So white was ahead after Comey?
I didn't add the Komi yet.
So even so with Comey, white would be ahead for sure. And
Yeah.
Comey and Sente. Wow. Okay, so this looks like
Okay.
it's a great opening for Chen Yaoye. So do you think Black made a mistake at some point here, or I guess that's a tougher question.
um, I cannot say they make mistake because they're super strong professional players. But if I would choose to choose the colors, I would choose to play white because I think that those two trait or
Uh-huh.
three trait, I like the white better.
Okay.
The trait on the bottom left corner and the upper right corner, I think white is better
Turned out better for
because
white.
yeah, because white gets a lot of cash in hand,
Right.
especially on the upper left corner. And also on the bottom left corner, white also reduced a lot of the points from black, but at the same time, white gets a lot of points as well.
You mean with those
In the
stones in
corners.
the right side, or?
Yeah, the stones here, those three stones.
Oh, I see. I see.
So white actually gets a lot of profits by attacking those three stones.
Got it.
So
And I
a lot of
guess
benefit from white.
yeah, and the next 6 moves, I guess, were the last moves that they played prior to the lunch break. So,
Okay.
and I guess the next 6 moves sort of key up the fight that we were going to see develop. This is, I guess, right where we come in. White expands that territory. Black plays a reducing move, and White says, "No, I'm going to take the whole thing. Thanks." So Black then attaches, saying, "No, I can't let you do that." And rather than answer the attachment with a Hane, White caps this. What's happening
Yes.
here? This just looks
very complicated.
yeah. And then there's
I think
like 2 more moves, I think, and then they split for lunch. Yeah, this was the last move before the lunch break.
Yeah, this is the last move for lunch. Yeah, exactly. So I think for in Black's perspective, Black has to destroy pretty much entire territory in order to win. Because when I was counting, I counted on this line here.
Whoa!
So pretty much Black has to destroy all of the territory, and then Black probably can win the game.
So he has to live inside,
It's
or
hard. Yeah. I think the game it's almost the end. So let's see what's going on.
okay. So we'll have to find out what happened here in this fight. So Black tries to activate these stones, pushing out.
Pushing out because Black is hoping White can cut here, and then there is a attachment move here.
Ooh.
And White has to increase the liberty and kill those 6 stones. But in this case, since this is a Sente, and Black can live inside of a White's territory.
And that would be it?
So apparently, yeah.
That would
so
be
apparently, this is the bait for White. So apparently, White cannot take the bait. He has to extend it out. And then Black connects. Okay, Black on it. And this is the actual game. Yes. Okay.
Right.
Extend.
So White dodges that, dares Black to still connect. And so Black switches here to the bottom, looking for the forcing moves there.
Because Black already gets some benefit on the top.
Right.
He can connect in the later in the future. But before he connects, he also wants to reduce some points or the territory before he connects.
So,
because it's a Sente move. Yeah.
So I guess it's the strategy here that if Black can make, as you say, he already got some benefit on the top. It's not enough benefit, but if he gets a little bit of benefit here and a little bit of benefit there and a little bit of benefit there, maybe it'll all be enough, right?
Yeah.
I see.
Right.
I see.
Okay. Because if Black just to connect right away, and now it's White's turn, right? White can connect those 2 stones. Since Black already connected, Black still have to keep connecting the whole group. And then it's White's turn now, and White can just block the territory or fix the weakness.
Wow.
And the whole territory is bigger.
And now he's saying this whole thing is mine now.
So before that, Black still wants to take some benefit.
Got it.
before he connects that whole group, because this is incentive for black anyway. So why don't you, right? Why
Right.
doesn't
Makes-
black take it anyways? Okay. And then connect. But I think Ke Jie's on, in Go there are 3 stages. Do you know the 3 stages?
The beginning,
Actually,
middle
there are
game, and
5.
the end game?
Yes, and I think I said that there are actually 5. So there's one stage between opening and mid game. So in Chinese, it's called 续盘, which means before fighting, but after
deployment, after the opening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just about fighting, and the fourth one is between mid game and end game. So it's the last fight on the board. So I think Ke Jie is very good at the fourth stage.
Right.
It's between mid game and end game. Okay, they have a result. White wins 5.5 points.
There it is. There it is,
Oh,
folks.
okay.
If you were holding on for no spoilers, now we know. Now we know how it turns out. So. So white wins 5.5 points. Chen Yaoye, the Bailin Cup championship.
Title.
Look at that! It's not even 2:30 in the morning. I was warning you. This might go late,
They're playing very fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a question here from the audience. What is the Chinese word for the 4th stage?
Okay, so it's called a 中后盘.
中后盘.
So it's like a middle.
The middle end game? Is that what that?
It's a middle end game.
Huh.
Yeah, actually for stronger players, it's actually for all of the players, the 中后盘 is the most difficult period or the part for people to control, because it's very close to the end game, but it's about end the fight in the mid game.
You can't quite turn to the end game points where you're just counting everything up and doing math. You still have fighting to worry about, right?
Yeah.
But it's not, Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's keep looking at this one.
Yeah, let's find out what happened.
And then black has to connect. Oh, actually, black cannot connect over here.
Ladder maker? Is that a ladder?
No, black cannot. No, it's not a ladder, I think. Because let me see. Because if black connects here, is it because it's too small? Because it looks like black can escape, right?
Looks like, I think to me.
Yeah. And apparently this move is not working because maybe
that looks like a Liberty Racing, maybe. I don't know. That looks scary. I would bet on white just as an amateur, given my.
But okay, I think the white can kill black by pushing here, because the cutting point here is not working, and then the whole black group is dead.
Just short liberties.
Wow, then the whole group is dead already. I thought a black can escape, but no, you can't. Interesting. If black plays here, white can play here still.
And kill the whole thing.
Okay, let's look at the actual game. And then so the result turns to like white surround all of the territory, because all of the invasion moves are
gone.
Are dead. Right?
Yeah. I guess black connected to those 3 stones in the corner, but it seems like the
very small.
Yeah, the 3 stones on the outside look bigger, right?
Okay. Yeah. And then okay. And then still, wow. So white is still trying to kill everything here, because if white connects here, then there's a way for black to connect or to escape, to run out. And then white played here, and white says, no, I want to kill you. Everything here.
Right.
Okay, push and connects. Okay, so then those 6 stones are alive. I see. So the purpose of that move here is, I just showed you guys this is not working for black because the whole group is dead. So black is looking for some help.
Right.
To connect or make those stones on the top alive.
Makes sense.
And then, yes. So then the connecting move is a sente. The pushing move here, the connecting. Okay. Yeah, because white cannot block anymore. And then there's Atari. And then connect. So white has to connect, and then black will be able to connect those 6 stones.
And the squeeze happens.
But it doesn't. Yeah, but it doesn't look very big.
Yeah, it
Only
looks like.
6
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It actually looks like white made even more territory on the other side of that dumpling.
Mm-hmm.
And white got sente.
White got sente. So white can actually. This is the end game. The end game starts.
Okay.
So.
So the can I remember it? Zhong Chepan? I missed it.
中后盘.
后盘. 中后盘. 谢谢.
But 中后盘 中后盘 should still in the fight, like before end game, but now it's just the end game.
Now it's just the end game.
There's no fight. Yeah, there's no life and death situation on the board, and there's no fight anymore. So it's all about end game. So the end game is all about the point. So if the move doesn't have a point, it's bad end game move.
Right.
So the end game is all about points.
Just points, nothing else. There's no time to make any threats that don't mean anything because they're going to play something big and valuable if you do that.
Yeah.
And it seemed like both players played this endgame very quickly. So it seemed like they were both aware of what the score was going to be here.
Because in this game, it's very clear for endgame, because in the middle there's no it's just a public place. Black or white cannot increase any territory in the center, so it's all about the end games in the corner and the side.
That's a great phrase. It's a public place. Like it's not yours or mine. It's like a park.
Yeah, it's just here.
Right.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a dame.
Right.
In the center, even though there's still empty, but it's like a dame. There's no point for both black and white. And then, but still, players have to fill up the dames.
Right. I mean, you can't just let the other person take a bunch of points there. You still got to be on your toes. I feel very confident that I would lose this game were I playing against Ke Jie with the white stones. My end game's not that good, for sure.
End game actually is one of the most difficult parts to improve, because it requires a lot of reading skills.
Right.
And I think I've introduced how to calculate the points for end game moves. I don't know, at the Go Congress. So I introduced 1/2 point, 1/3 point, 2/3 point, 1/4 point, something like that.
And there's a 1/6 of a point too, actually. I think I remember. Yeah. Oh man, craziness.
So when we're playing the end game, the double sente is always first, and then single sente, and then we have to calculate whether the gote is bigger or reverse sente move is bigger.
Right.
So that is the hard part.
Oh man. And all of those, of course, are dependent on doing a lot of reading, right? For us amateurs to know, you have to know that it's sente, right? You have to know the sequence you're aiming at. You can't just.
Yeah. But anyway, it doesn't sound very scary, so don't worry about it. We can improve step by step.
Okay.
All right. So this is all sente moves for black. It's like what I said. It is the public.
The public spaces.
Place.
That's right. Got to keep those from being. You can't just let someone else take the public spaces, right?
But black got a few points, like 2 or 3 points in the center. Okay, and then I think black has to.
So
okay, so let me.
You first. What were you gonna say?
I was going to say like let's count how many points that both player have to black and white
Hmm.
because on
That's a great
this is
idea.
Mhm.
So if you're counting, I guess we can also assume that there was nothing surprising about the rest of the endgame, so we can probably just count it from here. This is Stephanie Yin. She's one Dan Pro from the China Qiyuan. She's currently living in New York, and she's giving us this wonderful commentary from her own Go school. So if you're in the New York area, definitely look her up. Although I don't know, are you accepting students? She's counting. I will distract her later. In any event, this broadcast.
Okay.
This broadcast has been brought to you by a huge cast of characters, not least of which is Barat Baruk. We also had our game recorder this evening, Nomad, who you may have seen in the chat. He was very helpful, volunteered to do game recording at late duty. The KGS admins were kind enough to let us host this relay on their server. We appreciate that. If you're interested in getting more of this stuff, you should subscribe to the e-journal at usgo.org. It's free. If you'd like to support it more directly, you could even become a member. And if you want to, tell them that the AGA YouTube channel sent you, that'd be pretty funny.
Okay, I'm done.
All done. Okay.
I'm done counting.
All right. What you got?
So I think a black should have around 90 points, and a white has around 88 points. Sorry,
Right.
88 points. So black has a 2 points ahead without Komi. Without giving Komi.
That sounds suspiciously like a 5-point game for white there.
Yes, 5 points game. The Komi is 6.5. Okay, 6.5.
Right.
Okay. So in endgame, we also have a 2 stage. First is a big endgame stage, and now it's getting to the small endgame stage.
So does that mean there are 6 stages now instead of 5?
It should be 5.
There's middle game, there's beginning. There's beginning, middle. Then there's middle. Then there's the last fight. Then there's end game, big. Then there's end game, small.
So yeah, but I think it's still 5 because the end game is just the end game, right? So the reason for most of people or for professionals, difference small and big is like for the move around 10 points to 20 points for the end game moves.
Okay.
For the small end game period is under 5 points or under 10 points.
Is there a name for the phase of the game where you're just filling in the dame at the very end? Is that the 0 end game? Because that would take us to 7. No. Then we would have 7 phases.
There's no there's no name for that. Yeah. So for for professionals, when 2 players are getting to the small end game period, then all of the result already decided. So, but still have some variations in big end game period. So that's why people have those kind of 2 periods, end game period.
So there's the one where it's all very knowable, and then there's the one where there might still be some disagreement over what the biggest points are.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. All right. Well, I guess if you counted a 5.5 point margin here, it sounds like nothing like that's it. Like you just predicted the future. Amazing.
Because since the result is not very close, so I think the small end game period should be not very important anymore. But if the result is only like a half point or 1.5 point, the small end game period is also important because you might get 1 point on more or 1 point less since the result is very close. But since white has won 5.5, the small end game period is not that
decisive.
important.
I see. All right. Well, that sounds great. So would you want to summarize? What do you think?
I think the most important part for white win this game is bottom left corner in that fight, in that trade, because back to that move. Let's see. Okay, here.
Yeah, is there a move here that you think Ke Jie made a mistake, or someplace that
Okay.
maybe
But
this
I
one
think that
here?
Chen Yaoye played very well. It doesn't seem Black made any mistake. So
Oh, that's the best type of win. Man.
yeah, I think just Chen Yaoye played very well. I think maybe mm, this move,
Hmm.
I would say, is this move better because if white extended down, at least black can connect underneath,
Mm,
and that stone won't die. And white still has to enclose or surround black or connect those two stones with the left two stones here.
I see.
So it should be better or easier for black to fight
Okay.
compared with that move.
But instead, Chen Yaoye took a lead in the fighting and just never gave it back.
Yeah, I mean, if black plays here, it's easier for black to fight with those two white stones,
Hmm.
compared with the move Ke Jie played, because there's no connecting underneath.
Mm, that's right.
A white already cut through and already separate that stone in the corner from the right side.
Which gives white a
From
big
black.
advantage in the fighting because there's no escape hatch
Mhm.
for the black stone.
Yeah, and also I think this move should not be very good. This Atari move here, because after black Atari, black only captured that stone on the bottom, so it's very small. It's only like a couple points, but white killed the entire corner,
Right.
right? And there's no ko anymore.
Right.
So
F2 here
I,
seems like a really powerful move that amateurs would, like me, would probably underappreciate until we see it, and then we're like, oh man, now there's really no Aji left, and it's connected, and
yeah. So I think at least the black should give it try to fight, like at least to go out,
come out.
and then yes, come out, and then but maybe Ke Jie is worried about this move. It's just a uncomfortable move because black has to connect, because the ko is not very good. It's very heavy for black.
I see.
So black has to connect, and then there's another move will make black uncomfortable. So maybe this is the reason why Ke Jie didn't choose this variation.
Look at those empty triangles. Those are great.
Yeah, two empty triangles.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Huh.
So I think those three moves, I can say those three moves are winning moves. Maybe it's too early, but I think those three moves are a very, very good move.
Right on.
At least white gets the lead of this whole game.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Okay.
All right. Well, that sounds pretty great. And this is a great birthday present here for Chen Yaoye, who
It's great.
so happy for him. That's great. I hope I get to win a major international tournament on my birthday. That would be great.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you gonna
someday.
say? Yeah, someday.
I said I was going to say is it a second title for Chen Yaoye or
That's a good question. Our statistics department has been busy with finals here, so it's a good question. We'll have to look that up and get back to you. I do know that Chen Yaoye has been fighting Ke Jie for the #1 spot in China. That he's sort of that Chen Yaoye is sort of the old guard. I think he's 27, 28. I think he might have just turned 27.
He wasn't born on 1989. So it's
1980.
Yeah.
Wow.
1989.
Wow. All right.
27.
I'm gonna feel old here.
Compared with the younger players, he's older.
Right.
He's
So
older.
that puts him more like Park Jung-hwan than like Ke Jie, who is 18 or 19, I guess.
Ke Jie was born in 1997, so is 20 years old.
Like I can't even think about stuff like that. That's all right. 20 years old for Ke Jie.
20 years old, yeah. Wow, it's pretty young. And he already got 2 international titles.
That's right. That's right. I think at that point I was trying to figure out college. Anyway, let's not go there. This is neither here nor there. Stephanie, any last thoughts for us this evening? You want to leave us with any wise words? We're really grateful to have you here. That was actually right where I was when we finished the count. Was we wouldn't be able to do this if you weren't here. So thank you so much for gifting us with your commentary this evening. I know it is 2 a.m. there, so a big hats off to you for staying up late. The coffee, that mug looked like a very sizable mug of coffee. I hope you're gonna be able to get some sleep tonight.
Helps a lot. And thank you too, Andrew.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Our pleasure. So there's no game on Friday, so that means that I think the next broadcast we're going to do is the Chunlan Cup, which I think is coming up next week. And stay tuned. Subscribe, Twitch, YouTube, Eager Journal, all that stuff. We'll do all that stuff. Anyway, it's late. Maybe we should all go to bed. What do you think?
Yes.
I think that sounds good. All right.
2 o'clock New York time.
2 o'clock New York time.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Thanks, everyone. Good night.